Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday, happy Thursday, happy Thursday. So I tried to go live earlier and I think there was an issue with the technology, but we're going to try it again. So, do you know someone who has stomach issues? Is the topic for today. Do you know someone who has stomach issues? Many of us are suffering in silence. Many of us have stomach um, challenges. So what do I mean by that? I mean, many of us have we'll eat something and we will say, oh, that didn't sit well with my stomach. I'm not going to eat that again. Or maybe you have abdominal cramping. Maybe you have urgency to go to the bathroom. But what I've noticed is that a lot of us have this issue and we are suffering in silence. And so I wanted to come on live and talk about if you know someone who has stomach challenges, stomach issues, if maybe they have IBS. Maybe you know someone, or maybe you're friends with someone who has a child that has IBS, IBD, inflammatory bowel disease, or inflammatory irritable bowel syndrome. And so today I just want to, we're going to talk about it. Like, what are some of the symptoms that you're experiencing? And have you gone to a healthcare provider to find out what's going on with you? And so if you are a person who has been diagnosed with IBS or has been diagnosed with IBD, inflammatory bowel disease, I want to invite you out to our Exploring Health Equity Beyond IBD diagnosis. It takes place on Saturday. We started off with our four cohorts. The very first one is emotional wellness and coping with IBD. Many of us have been diagnosed with chronic illnesses and we're um, mentally frustrated. We're depressed. We've gone through so much with these tests. Nobody can't seem to get to the bottom of it and why we're having these stomach issues. I know because I was there. For those that don't know and that's tuning in live, my name is Stephanie Wynn, and I am an IBD survivor. I was diagnosed with inflammatory bowel disease 4 years ago, and I suffered for a while in silence. I um, did by way of process of eliminating foods, which resulted in me being malnourished um, and not being able to eat. Like I had nausea, vomiting, you name it, I had it. It was a debilitating time for me. And so our goal here at the Stephanie A. Wynn Foundation is to really educate our community, specifically the underserved African American community who are dealing with stomach issues. Do you find yourself, if you find yourself, eliminating foods because it just doesn't sit well, oftentimes we'll self diagnose, oh, I'm lactose intolerant because I ate something with dairy in it, or this just didn't sit well. I can't eat mangoes, I can't eat this. And then it begins to be everything that you eat causes you to have some type of stomach discomfort. So we want to invite you out to our Lunch and Learn series. Again, they're on Saturdays. This first one kicks off August 26th. It will be at the Boyd Hill Hammock Hall here in St. Petersburg, Florida. It starts at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And our first topic, again, we're talking about emotional wellness and coping with inflammatory bowel disease. So if you have not registered, go ahead and register. We It's free. It's free to the public. Anyone can attend, whether you have a child with inflammatory bowel disease. Bring them out. Bring them out, and so that they can definitely be a part of this event. Dr. Carleah East is going to be our guest speaker, and she is going to talk about how to really um, cope with this chronic illness. How do you cope with a diagnosis, right? So again, if you have anyone that you know with stomach issues, come out, come out. We're gonna serve food. The food will be available to you. Also, you'll walk away with the sense of like well-being. Remember, we want to be emotionally well, mentally well, not mentally challenged, right? And so one thing I do know about being diagnosed with a chronic illness, you know, we don't we you know, you go through life, you don't expect to be diagnosed with a chronic condition. And so sometimes if you don't get help or seek help, you will spiral down. And so what do I mean by that? That means that you may get in a funk and you can't come out of it. And so some people, they don't come out of it. You know, some people do, some people don't. But I'm telling you, it's okay to seek therapy. It's okay. I did it. I needed it. Um because my parents, my mom and dad and my kids couldn't, they couldn't understand. They couldn't help me cope with inflammatory bowel disease, right? So I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease and ulcerative colitis, it's a form of IBD. And so Crohn's disease affects your gastrointestinal tract. And so anywhere from your mouth to your bottom. So again, I'll put in the chat the registration link for you to sign up. Sign up. It's going to be great. We're going to have some really good topics, but our first topic is emotional wellness and coping with IBD. September 16th, we're going to talk about understanding IBD. October 28th, we'll be talking about managing your diet. A lot of times when you have people that are diagnosed with IBD, our diet looks differently than someone that doesn't have IBD. So we can't eat everything that we used to eat. We have to change the way we eat. And again, it's definitely a challenge sometime, right? And then finally, the fourth cohort we're going to talk about is going to be um, addressing health equity, teaching our community how to advocate. You know, what questions to ask when you go to the doctor. What do you need to say? Who do you need to take with you? Like maybe you need to take a caregiver with you, or maybe you have a caregiver, or maybe you need to take someone that can help you understand what's going on. I know we have that stigma that I'm not taking nobody with me. I don't need to see nobody, you know, but we got to get out of that. We got to help ourselves, right? And we're going to address the health disparities. We're going to talk about like, what is a health disparity? So come out, join us. These are 1 hour of your time. It's going to be great. And if you know someone who has stomach issues, definitely get them to register. It's going to be amazing. And I want to give a shout out to our sponsor for these cohorts, Florida Blue. We've partnered with Florida Blue, and Florida Blue is our sponsor for the for cohorts, the Exploring Health Equity Beyond IBD Diagnosis Lunch and Learn series. So my name is Stephanie Wynn. Until next time, peace.